my fucking card.
Bro, she is like the bearer of like bad news, like too much. So I'm like traumatized by her. So whenever she calls me or like I never know what she's gonna say. You know? It's funny.
Bro, I don't understand.
I feel that way going to the mail.
What don't you
Change the setting
understand?
on
You can't take the photo without it being blown out.
With him only.
Change it from the dark setting to daylight.
Bro, there you go.
Can't you turn
Give
the
him the
flash?
camera
I did
and
that.
he'll tell you what to do.
I did that.
But you can't turn
change the
the flash.
exposure.
I tried every single setting.
Have you noticed that the live Nick
Switch to
is
manual,
like,
change the exposure down.
I feel like the algorithm of
Too
the
much
live
light.
changed where you can like,
It's too much white.
if you focus on it, like it
Exposure
grows
setting.
What if you put
slower.
a light on the
like
side
those
of
ring
his head?
Lads.
It's changed.
It's growing slower, but I think the ceiling's higher if you stay, you know, if you keep entertaining them non-stop, which is like
I don't know what that
kind of hard.
Is there like
But
a way to tell
if
what's
you
on?
had like
What?
Is there a way to tell?
I don't know, that's the thing is this is so cool.
Yeah,
like,
you look at the little screen.
what they
right
really
there.
want
No.
is your attention, you
Here,
know.
I'll show you.
But it's all good, so because people will
We're
can
gonna
take
go in and
what
out.
they
You guys
want from this.
anything?
And,
Oh, okay.
Who's going?
yes,
There's that.
just the number one with no
I know
onions.
your order. Does anyone else want anything?
But can you put it like?
So.
Oh, you're gonna get in and out tonight. Do you like onions?
Dark look.
Yeah, get everybody in and out who wants it.
Do you like
want
tomatoes
in and
and lettuce? Okay, I'm gonna get you. I know what to get you.
This is dark.
Whatever you get, I just do the
I'm getting a protein.
best
I'm getting
cashew. Whatever you get.
Okay.
This is light.
I just text. I got one. Hey, thank you so much.
And the other
Well,
two
you guys just
are
text,
the weird
tell Zach your
lightning
order.
strike.
What do you want?
Evan.
Just to
No,
no,
you said
just
lightning
strikes
Huh?
regular. You said high bread.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting like a
Lightning
lettuce
strikes is
wrap,
flash.
protein style.
Okay, that's fine.
Mountain.
But
If
if
you
you
want
want
that.
regular one,
Yeah,
You
I'll
might-
try it.
you might want to
You want protein or
switch on the
regular?
ambient light and hit it with dark.
Madison.
What?
Okay, we got like 2 minutes.
I know what you want a 3x3. You're gonna need a double.
No. Madison. Madison.
Remember, bro.
Madison. A 3x3 with protein style.
Sam can't.
3x3 with protein style?
Yeah, no bread.
This is not.
We have 1 minute.
Alright, let's
And
Blue.
why don't we
Three
get
by three.
you gotta get
I'm texting you all.
just be
Jack,
careful
what do you want?
with the drinks.
What do you want?
4x4, no lettuce, no tomatoes.
Why don't you grab this
Yeah.
I
chair?
don't know what the fuck that is.
Just
Why don't you guys
Take 4x4.
and this is another chair that
And well
big
done.
chair that we can use. Why don't
You know what
just
we should
fucking
put in the
put your feet
preamble?
up on that?
Do you want something?
Yeah.
no thanks.
Okay.
And I mean, if you want
Jack,
to use it,
you already told her what you want?
I'm fine.
Or your mind?
She knows what I want.
Okay. I think that's everything. Evan, did she get your order?
I'm good.
We should put in the preamble somewhere, this is not a religious meeting or something like that.
Yes.
Thanks for showing love on that.
Yes. 100%.
Appreciate you listening to it.
Okay, let me see
Okay,
that.
it is 7:59.
this, but
know.
you're probably gonna want like a light line if the dark settings give an
I really
exact
do
result.
appreciate it.
Because there's no exposure, so what it's doing is it's turning down the exposure to let in less light. So you're gonna need maybe backlight. So try it with that.
If it doesn't work this
If it
time,
comes
I'll
out
So wait, what mic are you using for
That was
YouTube?
good.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, okay, cool.
If it comes out dark again, hit it.
That's actually good because
and
then
then you'll be fine.
we can literally A/B them. So we can listen to YouTube and then we can listen to TikTok and see which
So
one we
is
think
he
is
the
better.
Jamie
You know?
now? He's not gonna be part of the meeting?
Who?
Yeah, it's
Evan?
Jamie.
Evan?
Jamie from Joe Rogan.
Evan is going to be a part of the meeting.
I'll be here.
He's here. Yeah, he's here.
Exist?
Hey, actually, that's fine.
Am I on the way?
When we get to you, you'll read.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
This is
Ahoy.
what it is. This one, I'll just tell what it is.
yeah. I mean, honestly, like, as long as we're consistent, that's what matters. Like, it can be clunky in the beginning, you know, as long as we're.
You got it. That was good in the time
Yeah,
today.
yeah.
Does your leg hurt? Do you need something to put it up?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, let me get one. Nice. Got books right here.
Okay, I'll take it.
Oh, you read?
Do you know what page we're on?
It's written on the board if it's still written there.
Should we bring the board over here real quick? So everyone's allowed. Yeah, you know what? It's kind of fun to do that. It's kind of fun to have the board.
What page are we on?
Shit.
What page did we leave off
grab
on
me,
the last meeting of the sermon on the
Favorite zone.
reading?
Well, we'll have to
There's no
guess.
eraser there at the bottom?
Or would we just open it up to a random page? Or what?
No, we had it written down, but it's been erased.
Okay, so
So
Just
let's
let me
try
get
to-
a.
Who has a good memory?
I'm gonna erase this whole fucking shit. Fuck it.
am I on that camera?
Actually, yeah.
The meek shall inherit.
Yes.
Oh,
Okay, but how far in?
Use paper, it kind of takes off.
Page
No,
25
you're
is where we were last.
I was trying to
I
think
think we
like,
left off,
is that my name?
Beatitudes, yeah.
Oh, thank you so much.
Somewhere.
Where's the?
blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Now, either Jesus, no. Let's just start there, and then we'll.
Oh, you got it.
This is not.
Can't miss
You
it.
can't miss that.
Yeah, I swear.
Just fucking
Did we get,
on the board.
yo, we got nerfed. Did we get nerfed?
Okay, cool.
Did somebody hit their fucking shit on
No.
It's all good. It
no.
doesn't matter. Just restart it.
change?
It's restarted.
Just be careful. Don't show anyone.
Yeah, the babes
You
got it.
gotta hide it from the frame.
And we can't say a bunch of words, right?
Yeah.
Probably.
Don't say any of those words you can't say.
We'll be right back, guys.
I didn't know.
Okay,
it was
you guys
on.
ready?
Gracie.
Yes, sir.
Oh, wow. You made 3K, Pat, in
I can
21
just sit over
minutes.
what page?
This is the, okay, so, welcome to this 8 p.m. Friday night sermon on the Mount
I'm gonna bring
meeting.
this over here.
This is not a religious meeting, though we talk about Jesus' teachings. It doesn't matter what you believe. We're just talking about the principles and how to apply those in our lives, because Bill and Bob, the founders of AA, were very influenced by this person that wrote this book. They used to attend his seminars. And a lot of this parallels the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous. This book is the distilled essence of years of Bible and metaphysical study. The study of the Bible is not unlike the search for diamonds in South Africa. At first, people found a few diamonds in the yellow clay, and then they were delighted with their good fortune, even while they supposed that that was to be the full extent of their find. Then, upon digging deeper, they came upon the blue clay, and to their amazement, they found as many precious stones in a day as they had previously found in a year. And what had formerly seemed like wealth faded into insignificance beside the new riches. We encourage everyone to share. I mean, we gotta tighten this up a little more explanation and stuff.
Yeah, no, I mean what's there is good, but we should add what you said. Did you write?
Well, we did add that, but also we should explain a little bit the clay and the whole thing a little bit further.
Okay.
Maybe I'll take this home.
Yeah.
So, we encourage everyone to share at least once. You are limited to 4 shares so that everyone has a chance to share. This meeting starts at 8 p.m. and ends at 9:30. The final 10 minutes of this meeting is open for crosstalk. Other than that, please raise your hand to share. Try to remember that. If you got something to say, just raise your hand.
You guys know.
The final 10 minutes go as long as the meeting pleases. And we don't know exactly where we left off, so we're going to start at the very last paragraph on page 25. We're at the beatitude of blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. You know what, there's a few other things we missed too. Okay, so we go around the room, it's beginning to my right, introducing ourselves. This is an AA meeting, so you don't have to say if you're an addict or an alcoholic.
This is not an AA meeting.
This is not.
Yeah. So you don't have to say that.
Oh,
Who are you?
I'm Blue,
Okay,
and I am a loving member of the Christian community.
all right.
Pat, alcoholic.
Shane, alcoholic. Keaton.
Nicholas.
Nick.
Zach alcoholic.
Zach.
Jack.
Jack. Zach and Jack.
And Billy, alcoholic,
Perfect.
addict of various
Perfect meeting
things.
for you, Zach.
So I'll just start down here at the bottom. Now, either Jesus meant what he said or he did not. And either he knew what he was talking about or he did not. And so if this saying is not to be taken seriously, we are driven to the position which no Christian will care to accept. Either that Jesus was saying what he did not really believe, or as
Okay, what page are we on?
26.
26.
as unscrupulous people do, or that he was talking nonsense. We have to face up to the situation at the very beginning of our study. This Sermon on the Mount, either Jesus is to be taken seriously or he is not to be taken seriously, in which case his teachings should be dropped altogether and people should cease to call themselves Christians. To pay lip service to his name, to say that Christianity is the divinely inspired truth, to boast of being Christians, and then quietly to evade and practice all the definite implications of his teaching is hypocrisy and weakness of the most utterly fatal kind. Either Jesus is a reliable guide or he is not. If he is to be relied upon, then let us pay him the compliment of assuming that he meant what he said and that he knew best about the art of living. The trouble and sorrow that humanity suffers are really due to the very fact that our mode of life is so opposed to the truth that the things that he taught and the things that he said to us at first sight to be foolish and wild.
Oh wait, I have to mention
Yes.
we definitely read way past that.
Okay, well, we're just going to catch up.
Okay.
Because it's fine to repeat. And if we did, it's only a page or so. So I, as time goes on in my life in sobriety, slowly realize how opposed to the truth I really am living and how hedonistic and self-serving my whole life and all my thinking really is. And how that causes me all the pain and suffering. Because most of my life, I suffered tremendously, and I thought it was just me. I thought I was born into the wrong family because my mom was a nut, and so was my dad, and so was my stepmom, and so are the rest of my family members. And you know...
Nickelodeon. Just putting that out there.
Nickelodeon?
That's it. Well, like Nickelodeon, you know? Like we're on a Nickelodeon show.
No,
Remember?
Watch
Did
your
I say
language.
something bad
No,
already?
no. I'm just saying it before you do, because I know where you go as soon as you start talking about your family. You know, like
Okay.
we do the same thing.
Well, yeah, so I'm just going to give you a quick little brief. So, you know, my mom was a criminal, and she went to jail, and I went to foster care. And my other part of my family, which is almost like a second mom, were really religious, like Christian and the end of the world and all this, but they were living the most messed up life possible. And so it really turned me off to Christianity. I still will not call myself a Christian, even though in the last few years I've started reading the Bible and following it, and it's been really great.
Bro, you're more of a Christian than most Christians.
Well,
You do more of the work.
Fuck you.
But no, I'm not either, sorry.
I'm just...
This isn't a religious meeting, it's just, we're just reading
And
some...
so I really want to put it out there that it is so helpful to realize that it's my thinking and that it's my self-serving that really causes the pain in my life. And the more, like it says in the 11th step prayer, to self-forgetting one finds. And it's very important to me, so that's all. That's all. Anyone else have anything to share? Yes, sir.
I can relate to the confusion part, because it's like I grew up in church and like my family always grew up talking about God, but you know, why is Dad sleeping at 1 p.m. in the middle of the floor and he's, you know, covered in liquid that he didn't pour in a cup. Like, well, I have to watch what I say, but like, why is dad drunk in the middle of the floor in the middle of the day? Why is mom always screaming at people? Why is this and that happening? But on Sunday, let's go to church. So I totally get that, you know. But I guess like as an older person now in my 30s, I know that, you know, spiritually, what you believe in, it should be like you're living out what you say you believe in. It's not just like, let's get dressed up and go to church on Sundays and look good for an hour. Your faith should be reflected through your actions throughout your daily life. The same thing in your sobriety.
Can we give him an amen?
Hey,
Can we do amens? I'm always trying to like, sorry.
Anyone else?
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Yeah,
You and Natasha.
my whole life I was like the kind of kid that I'd go to my friends' houses and I would like eat all the food and then they'd come in and be like, we're gonna say grace now, and I'd be like, shit. And I would even like sneak around and like in the churches and just not even go there. Like I'd go there and like steal, or like my dad forced me and my brothers to go to church one Easter and he fell asleep. And I just always like looked at the negative in it, and I would see other people that went and I would think that they just wanted to make themselves look better, and just anything negative I could pull out of it, or like there was a cult. And then I've tried to get sober for so many years and I would get it, and then there was always something missing, and this time around I decided to finally dive into this spiritual side, and Danielle started bringing me to church and I started looking at the positive sides, and it's where there's so many messages in it that apply to my sobriety, and it's just the integrity and doing good without expectations, like just doing what's right and just carrying the message of. I remember Johnny, whenever I first got here, when I first landed on the plane, he picked me up and he was like, just think about the guy that Jesus was trying to be, and that's it. Just start with that. And it really stuck with me, and it just opened it up for me to like take a look at, and it's gotten me where I am now, and it's changed my whole life. It was that missing part of my sobriety. So yeah.
I got one. Do you have Sarah name? Yeah, whatever. I grew up going to Catholic school, and then I eventually went to public school. But I remember my experience in Catholic school was pretty awful. Around the time too, a lot of priests were getting in trouble for obvious things, and it made me really resent the church. And I got taught by a lot of nuns. And it was like this whole era of growing up that was like super Catholic, and I hated it. I thought I couldn't understand why such miserable people were following a narrative that was supposed to promote so much love and acceptance, when frankly all I saw was like, in my eyes as a little kid, like was like honestly evil. But like the more that I got older and I went through my own things, like I got interested in Anton LaVey's work. Like it pushed me into avenues that was the opposite of Catholic because of my experience with it in childhood. But as I got older and like learned more about various religions, I realized how like cool Christ was, and how he was the one hanging out with the street workers. He was the one hanging out with the misfits and the rebels, and he was speaking to them. He was speaking to the people who were actually the ones who suffer the most, essentially. And the more that I thought about how he was persecuted for what he believed in, and at the end of the day, this man literally died for what he believed in, and I think it's kind of like a perfect example of like really believing in your formula and dying by that. And I over time grew to really appreciate his work, and now as in like an adult, and now that I'm like kind of tapped into that pineal gland, I've noticed every time that I harness the Spirit of Christ or really tap into that holy energy, I visually feel a difference in the room. You know, like there's softer corners in the room. Everyone's faces look a little bit softer. There's like a pink aura, and I've become more and more fascinated by that energy, and how how much serenity and salvation comes with it. So, and like you too, lately, since I've been back in Agora, Blue gave me Wyatt's old Bible, and I read it before I go to bed every night, and it's been like really nice. So it's cool having this new experience rather than the one that I was born into at St. Stephen's School. That's it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Keaton?
I'd like to reread this part before I share.
Okay.
The trouble and sorrow that humanity suffers are really due to the very fact that our mode of life is so opposed to the truth that the things that he taught and the things that he said seem to us at first sight to be foolish and wild. That itself honestly reminds me a lot of Graceland. You know, like, a lot of people may not. The thing at Graceland, it's all about like growth and development, and though a lot of people may not agree with it, and though it is not a perfect system, as nothing is, it's all about growth and development. It teaches you how to be a better person, how to look better within yourselves, and like I said, a lot of people may not agree with it, but it's that because a lot of people are kind of just they know not what they do, or they're in complete denial with what they do, you know. And, yeah.
Thank you, Keaton.
Anyone else?
Let's read.
Alright. Blue's up to read.
Blue's up.
But
Where did he go?
The fact is that when correctly understood, the teaching of Jesus is found to not only be true, but exceedingly practicable. Indeed, it is the most practicable of all doctrines. We find then that he was no sentimental dreamer, no mere dealer in empty platitudes, but the unflinching realist that only a great mystic can be. And the whole essence of his teaching, of its practical application, is summed up in this text. Should I keep reading?
No, do you want to share?
Blue, you're going to be right after. Well, I mean,
Yeah, where was that?
we sort of have to read this text that's following, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, finish.
Because it's just saying
Go
that.
for it.
Yeah, I mean, just in case someone didn't understand, they're about to sum up what Jesus is saying in this doctrine.
Yeah. This beatitude is among the half-dozen most important verses in the Bible. When you possess the spiritual meaning of this text, you have the secret of dominion, the secret of overcoming every kind of difficulty is literally the key of life. It is the Jesus Christ message reduced to a single sentence. This gnomic saying is actually a philosopher's stone. The alchemists that turns the base metal of limitation and trouble into the gold of comfort and true harmony.
Did you want to share?
Yeah, but my head's so crazy. I'm playing back everybody's share from the last time we read this. And I remember like Keaton saying some pretty strong points about the native belief and how you become one with that divine energy when you could channel love and peace instead of the darkness and negatives that people are often drawn to look at. So I'm going to try to have a new experience by rereading this as we do with AA. So basically this sentence to me, I think, is saying that in the ways that Christ teaches, you have an opportunity to turn something you would think is challenging or even impossible into a possibility. So that through God, things are possible. Because you no longer depend on yourself, but him as an external force who sees everything to provide the best outcome. And that by living love instead of feeding anger and hate, your blindness dissipates and your eyes are open, and all of a sudden you see that love, that is my brother, that's my brother, you guys are my brothers. And I want to treat you the way that I wish everyone would treat me. Even if you've pricked me with thumbtacks or laughed at me when I fell down, I have the opportunity to flip that script and say this is how it's going to be. And I don't let past experiences deter me from the new and peaceful one. Thanks for letting me share.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Am I reading?
No.
Yeah.
We've read 2 paragraphs. Let's see if we can get somebody to share. I'll share. So,
What is the beatitude? Let's read.
blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth.
Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. That's the beatitude we're talking about right now.
Mm-hmm.
We should probably just, let that be known.
What I want to say
That candle is
here
fucking with my nose,
is
dude.
that to apply what we're learning here is extremely difficult because it goes against all my hardwiring, all my default methods of thinking, basically. Like, for example, I'm trying fasting now, but not fasting from food, but fasting from behaviors. And one of them, especially one person in particular, but everybody, has this harsh judgment. And this person's so easy to judge. And they're right in my face all the time, but I think it's poisoning myself.
No, I'm laughing
It's you,
because
Blue.
I'm that person from all the guys in the room.
Are you?
Yeah,
Well, then raise your hand and share that. if you
mark
want
it down
to.
as a share.
No.
I love this self-pity.
This person takes up so much time in my day, in my head, where I'm just tearing into her. And these little things, or maybe it's not little, but these things I was not real aware of, that's the difference in life that makes the difference in having dominion or taking the base metal of suffering and turning it into the gold of comfort or harmony. Because I learned this back in AA from Astrid. The most important thing in sobriety in life, bar none, is peace. Peace of mind, serenity. That trumps everything. All good things flow from that. So really what I'm trying to go for here is that state of mind. It doesn't matter situations or what thoughts, but to be able to, what do they call it? Philosopher's Stone alchemist. So I'm the alchemist taking this negativity and turning it into harmony. And it works, but it's no easy task. I guess my point is it's not easy because it just happens. It's going. And all my life and all my experiences leading up to today back it all up. They used to say in AA, I'm keeping a file, like I'm keeping a file on you and you and you and you. And I put my notes and I put them away. And then after a while, I have this whole big file on you and what a MRFer you are and unworthy. I'm just, but that's how it is. It's negative. It's never good. I don't have any file on all the wonderful things about you. In fact, the good things I don't even notice. It's only the bad things. So, that's it. Keaton?
Yeah, I love that. It's something even though it's like literally one of the hardest things to do, turning those negatives into positives. It all starts with your perception, and in order to change your perception, you have to first change your perspective, And it's kind of like what Marvel's doing with antagonists now. They've changed those antagonistic stories like Venom or Craven, they turn them into like a beautiful fucking a nice story that's about good, not about just being the antagonist to the hero. You know, it's all about your perspective and how you want to look at things. Does that make any sense to anybody?
Yeah. Making it so that you could relate to a negative character.
You gotta raise your hand if you want to talk. Pat too. Okay.
I got 5 on it. But yeah, making it so that like a negative person or character in a script or a show is relatable in a sense that you almost feel bad for them. Me and Pat were watching this series called The Monsters, and it was made in a way that you could almost feel bad for these kids that did horrible things. And it's crazy how, like, if painted in the right way, you could end up feeling empathy for something that a lot of people have valid reasons to dislike or disagree with. Which almost begs the question, are they really bad? Or are we just told the bad way of them instead of a relatable one? Thanks.
Thank you, bud.
Thanks.
Nobody wants to share? I guess we'll read some more.
Sorry.
Shane, you're up.
We noticed that there are two polar words in the text, meek and earth. They are both used in a special and highly technical sense, and they have to be unveiled before the wonderful meaning that underlines them can be found. First of all, the word earth in the Bible does not mean merely the terrestrial globe. It really means manifestation. Manifestation or expression is a result of a cause. A cause has to be expressed or manifested before you know anything about it. And contrary-wise, every expression or manifestation has to be a cause. Now you learn in divine metaphysics, and particularly in the Sermon on the Mount, that all, was that causation? Is mental, and that your body and all your affairs, your home, your business, all your experience are but the manifestation of your own mental states. The fact that you're quite unconscious of most of your mental states does not signify because they are there. Nevertheless, in your subconscious mind, notwithstanding the fact that you have now forgotten them or never were aware of them at all. It's kind of like what you were saying.
You want to share on that, or?
Not really. I mean,
Okay.
it kind of is really like just like navigating perspective. I mean, I mute him off.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like it's. I've been talking about this a lot lately. Like 10% of getting sober is really just like physically getting the stuff out of your body and getting well. The rest of it is all in my mental, and like just you can build a cause. Like even going out to get it to even going back out there or doing bad things, like you build up this cause, you manifest it in your head. And even what we're doing right now, we manifested this meeting from a cause, and it's this whole meeting we manifested it just to try to build positivity, and it's all in the mind. Like I believe that nobody is just better at anything than anybody else. You can really put your mind to it and manifest it, and if you put the work in, you'll get it done. Like you'll be just as good as the next guy. It's just having that passion or building that cause and manifesting it in your head. So that stuck out to me.
Okay. I'm just proud I haven't shared yet. See that? Usually I'm already at like 4. So, what does earth mean?
Causation.
It means like whatever my life is. It's not like earth, like dirt. The words meek and earth. First of all, the word earth in the Bible does not only mean this terrestrial globe, it means manifestation. Oh, so I guess it does mean the globe, but it also means manifestation, like shall inherit the earth. Whatever they want. Whatever they're thinking about, whatever we're thinking about. You know? That's what we're gonna manifest. This is crazy. Like you just said that we manifested this meeting. Yeah, well fucking I guess I can say like I manifested all of this. The whole house and all the people in it. It's fucking crazy. But I mean, along the way, I had to be meek. Along the way, there were so many times where I didn't know how we were gonna do it. And if I'm in fear in those moments, then I'm not believing that Jesus can. I don't have faith. Either you do or you don't. That's it. So I want to say I walk through stuff. I was still in some fear this week about this meeting I had, but I was okay. I really was okay. I was at peace because I just knew. I really. I want to say like I really believe, but really what it is that I want to believe. Like I want to know. I want to know. But I don't think we can really know. So we sort of have to just believe. And when I say believe, all I mean is that things are going to happen the way they're supposed to for me. And I'm going to be taken care of. And I don't need to worry. I don't need to be in fear. I don't need to be in resentment. Because everything's sort of just going to happen the way it's supposed to happen. But if I think negatively, that's what's going to happen. That's the fucking... that's kind of the tricky part about it. Because alcoholics, we've sort of created all these neural pathways that are automatic. Are you know, when we're in fucking neutral or whatever, the default setting is negative. So we have to just do a little bit of work. But honestly, if you just fucking practice thinking positively, it just works.
That's what freaks me out. I was reading that though, like naturally, like I'm so negative that like it's like when it says manifestation, it's almost like fuck. It's almost like fudge, you know, like
you can actually say fuck all you want.
Oh, okay. But that's what kind of freaks me out is because like my action is a lot different than my mental. Like if I followed my mental, I wouldn't be here right now. I'd probably be at a pub, you know, like. But it's like this manifested. Like I'm always in fear. It's like my biggest thing is financial fear. Like I'm always worrying about something to the point that I feel if I'm not worrying, like if I'm having a good day, it's like bad. Like I'm like there's gonna be karma for me enjoying my day. Like don't get too excited. Like don't forget you're on Earth there, Shane. Like, and that's what freaks me out is because like it's like all right, Shane, you gotta manifest those positive thoughts. But I literally feel like I'm lying to myself. Like I have this like so like that's what freaks me out is that like. I'm about to be 30, you know, so it's just like I'm still thinking a certain way, and it's like practicing positive thoughts is like probably my biggest difficulty, and it's just kind of scary because I'm like accidentally manifesting bad luck. So that's really hard for me. And I'm almost kind of asking you guys right now, like, well, how do I not, like, how do you get out of that?
You?
Yeah, like Pat was saying, it's purely a practice, you know. Through that practice, in order to practice it, it takes hard work and a lot of dedication because you see what you want to see, you know what I mean? Right. So, you know, your reality is all based upon what lenses you're choosing to look through. So you know, if you got that negative mindset, you know, thinking about all your problems and focusing on all the negative, that's all you're going to see. Yeah. And like I said, the hardest part is choosing to see the good and the positive in things, but it gets easier, you know.
Wait. Sorry. Were you done?
Yeah.
I thought he was done. Go ahead, Blue. You're right.
Oh, I was saying you. Like, he was raising his hand for a minute. How it was like you.
Oh, that was just like a long.
Oh, you weren't raising your hand?
No.
You weren't?
No.
Yeah, I just can relate so much to Shane, because, like, forever, like, I was competitive and in fear. I mean, whatever stage of my life I was at, whether I had success or not, I was always in fear of something. You know, and today, bro, like, there's a lot to be afraid of, and I just don't fucking wake up. I just don't. Or maybe I do. I want to say I don't really get that afraid anymore. I don't really let it affect my life. But yeah, how do you do that? Well, you've already taken the first step, which is just trying, you know, which is just taking contrary action. And then eventually, this is how. Understanding that you can. That's the first step. Like, you literally can. I mean, bro, I will literally visualize, like, a samurai on a hill, or whatever it takes to get the fuck out of that. Like, if you have tricks that work, I like getting specific sometimes, because this is the type of shit that really has helped me. Like, I have a place in my head that is like, it's pretty specific, and it's getting more specific the older I get, like what's in it, and I can go there, and the more I go there with God, the more useful that place is. You know, I don't know, it's just like you said, Keaton, bro, it really is. It's just fucking practice and developing new habits, and when you start thinking like shit, you just catch it and you go, no. But these are the meetings that are going to help us remember. This is like the perfect meeting for you and all of us, really, because I think we all have a tendency to think about things kind of like in a negative way.
I got something good on that.
Yeah.
When I was in the hospital, I was in like one of the darkest places I would have ever thought. My leg was like swollen. I felt like I was being pulled off by a truck. I was miserable, and I used to like fade in and out all day, and I'd wake up to random guys from the rooms that were in there just reading the book to me. And this one lady that was there with her husband told me, like, you have a 100% success rate in getting through bad days because you're still alive. Mm-hmm. You're still here. And I remember just listening to what they would say, because I didn't have a choice. Like, I couldn't stand up, I couldn't walk, I was shitting in a bedpan. It was horrible. And I would just focus on this corner in the ceiling when I was just in pain and they were doing the surgeries and all the crazy stuff. And I would just, like, I had to have faith that everything would be good. And to just, like, every single bad moment, whether it was like whenever they were cleaning out my wounds or something, like, I knew like a certain way to sit. Like, there was always a lesson in every shitty moment, and just try to like pray for that lesson, because every single bad moment I've gotten through, and it's having faith. It's at the end of the day, it's having faith, and that's like what this is. Having faith. And we are here. We have a 100% success rate in getting through bad shit. And having the faith that you're going to learn something from it eventually or get through it, it's going to happen. There's a lesson in everything. Even in the order you made it in and out, that's on the way back. You might be like, oh damn, I should have got something else, and then you'll get it next time. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's everything. So, yeah, faith is what it is.
I appreciate that.
Thanks, Zach.
I want to piggyback on what Zach said. Yeah, there is a lesson in everything, you know, and when you don't learn that lesson, the lesson will tend to repeat itself over and over again until you learn it. Yes. I learned that at IOP, so that's what I'm saying.
I'll share on that. So this has been a practice I've been practicing for quite a while. And the key here is one, realizing that, oh shit, I'm doing that thinking again. That's number one. But number two is God. Because I'm not capable. Like if I try to fix my own thinking with me, I'm gonna start positive and it's gonna go negative. It's just the way I think. So I must, and for me, like all of us, God is not the easiest thing. Like, oh really, there's a God that's, cares about what I'm doing and created everything and blah blah blah. It's like, whatever. That seems ridiculous. But I have to make the choice. I'm gonna believe in God right now. And I'm going to defer to God. God, help me. It's default now, because I've been doing it so long, but it's, oh, I'm doing it, oh God. Oh, I'm doing it, oh God. And I know that only because it works. Because I've been, early in sobriety, it was so hard to stay sober, right? I mean, it was just so freaking hard. I couldn't do it. That's how hard it was. I went to AA in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out for years. And I just figured, damn, I guess I'm not ever going to be able to do this. But I just kept going to AA because I had nowhere else to go. And I had a desire. Like it just says in the big book, all you need is a desire. I had a desire for a better life. I didn't really want to be sober. I still don't really want to be sober. But I just wanted to stop the pain. And until I actually wanted to be sober, I didn't get sober. And I can't say that I don't want to be sober, but if I could get high or drink, I so would. I would, like, in a minute I would do that, right? I just can't. Point being is, early on, I started going to God. And I think that's the only difference of me being sober or not being sober, is I had to defer to this God outside of myself that was all-powerful. And I still have to do that today, 27 years later, each and every day. Not each and every day, but every time I catch negative thinking. Oh shit. Because I know now I'm ruining my life by thinking negative. That's the only thing that's fucking my life up.
Dude.
And it's happening all the time, so it's a 24/7 game. But there is a solution. There is something you can do about it. And then the odd thing is, like you were saying, for me, it's not just softening corners. I haven't been in that space so much, but it's like your whole perspective change. You're sitting in the same chair, everything's different, and you start really genuinely appreciating the individuals and feel like you're blessed to be here and experiencing it. Even if you're in pain or whatever it is, you just have a different footing. So it's a trip.
That is true.
Yeah, I kind of shared about somewhat of this topic yesterday at the house meeting, but I don't know, recently, at least the past month or two, the past week, it's been good. I was tripping, every day I'd go to bed and I'm like, what? I'm just really discontent, frustrated, restless, irritable, and discontent essentially. And then I was thinking back, and yesterday this is what I shared about, when I was in Graceland, I found this place, spiritually or mentally or whatever you want to call it, where I was just so content with having nothing at all and being in a structured sober living, and I was just so okay. And it was because I just put my trust in whatever my higher power is, and I was I know I'm in the right place, I'm doing the right thing, I'm trying my best, and that's really the best circumstance possible for me. And since I led the meeting at Graceland, I've been getting back into AA a little bit more, and I'll go to bed, I'll start tripping out a little bit, and I'll it's weird, it's you hear about God every day, especially in what we do here, but that shit was just going over my head for months there, and I was getting to really not the best place at all, but I had I wouldn't call it an epiphany or anything, but recently it's just been oh shit, I'm not really in control of any of this. I'm in the right spot, so I don't know, it's pretty cool to get back to a spot where you're not, I don't know, those gears that just turn and you're like trying to figure something out to like change something because you think you're gonna be happier with like something else. Those have kind of stopped turning for me, so that's pretty cool.
Good shit.
Anyone else? Shall we read the next paragraph? You're up.
Yeah.
In other words, your earth means the whole of your outer experience, and to inherit the earth means to have dominion over the outer experience. That is to say, to have power to bring your conditions of life into harmony and true success. All the earth shall be filled with the glory of the Lord. His soul shall dwell at ease, and his seed prayers shall inherit the earth. The Lord ringeth, let the earth rejoice. So we see that when the Bible talks about the earth, possessing the earth, governing the earth, making the earth glorious, and so forth, it is referring to the conditions of our lives from our bodily healthy outwards to the furthest point in our affairs. So this text undertakes to tell us how we may possess or govern or to be matters of our own lives and destinies.
Masters of our
Masters
own lives and destinies.
Did you want to share on that?
Dungeons.
Should we see if anyone online?
Destiny.
Should we take a second to see if anyone online has any?
Oh, are we even on Discord?
No, we shut off that computer.
Well,
And
does anyone online have anything that they want to say about that? We can put you in the box.
we're
No, that's
replacing
fucking not.
we're replacing Earth with manifestation again, correct? Yeah. It's just so deep.
Hold on.
Yeah. Wait. What?
It's like when we read this paragraph, like possessing the earth, governing the earth, but like they said in the previous page, earth means manifestation. It's like possessing manifestation, governing your manifestation.
Yeah. Like
So
whatever
far
you want. It doesn't just mean manifestation. It means your entire life. Like your life, right, Billy?
Yeah, it says masters of our own lives and
No. What does
destinies.
earth mean?
Earth is all your outer experience.
Your house, your car, your wife, and how you feel.
I guess your inner and your outer experience.
It's everything.
It's everything.
And it's the earth. So that's kind of. Sorry.
Well, now we're all talking out of line, but
I know.
That's my fault.
Well, hey, we got 1 minute until it's crossed off.
oh really?
Well, let's run it. That's good because honestly, I think it is important because, especially as we're getting this meeting started, like I want you guys to understand what you're reading, so that when you read it, it makes sense. Because it's actually not like that. It's definitely not too hard to understand, but it's not like easy.
This goes until 9:30 though, yeah?
So until 9:30?
Yeah, we got.
Oh, we still got.
Oh, word, I missed that
We're
part.
still going.
Yeah, but
I knew something.
warm.
Yay, that means I get to read.
Yeah, you read.
Nick.
Oh, I think it's
Go ahead.
That's evidence, but
I just meant in general.
now let us see how it is to be done. The beatitude says that dominion, that is, power over the conditions of our lives, is to be obtained in a certain way, and in the most unexpected of all ways, by nothing less than meekness. The fact is, however, that this word meekness also is used in a special and technical sense. Its true significance has nothing in common with the meaning it now bears in modern English. Actually, there are few more unpleasant qualities in human nature than the one that is nowadays denoted by the word meekness. To a modern reader, the meek suggests a mean-spirited creature, devoid alike of courage and self-respect, of no use to himself or anyone else, crawling over the face of the earth like a worm, and probably hypocritical and mean as well. It suggests Dickens fawning Uriah Heep at worst. One of the same authors, downtrodden, spirited, moral wrecks at best. But Dickens always holds such characters up for warning or ridicule, and never for emulation. The modern reader, with these connotations of the word in mind, comes to the Sermon on the Mount and rejects the teaching that it gives, because here on the threshold, he is told that dominion is for the meek, and this doctrine he cannot accept.
I think maybe we should read the next one because it's going to tell us what meek actually means in this context.
Excuse me. The true significance of the word meek in the Bible is a mental attitude for which there is no other single word available. And it is this mental attitude which is the secret of prosperity or success in prayer. It is a combination of open-mindedness, faith in God, and the realization that the will of God for us is always something joyous and interesting and vital, and much better than anything we would think of for ourselves. This state of mind also includes a perfect willingness to allow this state of God to come about in whatever way divine wisdom considers to be best, rather than in some particular way that we have chosen for ourselves. Sounds like a third step prayer.
Did you want to share on that?
It does.
To me, my name is Nicholas. I'm an alcoholic too.
Yeah.
So to me, that just screams. It's saying, God's will, not my own. Like living with a servant's heart. If God either is or isn't. So if God is real, then if He does have a personal, particular interest in us, then if we do live for a purpose, then, why not seek that, right? Because God's got to know what's going on better than I do, right? Thank you.
Thank you, Nick.
This is our page.
This is our fucking page, bro.
Yeah.
He just read. Sorry.
It's okay. I want to hear what you have to say, Pat.
Dude, you literally just read what saved my fucking ass over and over and over again. When I would call you complaining about LMFAO, no? I complained to you about that, right? Mm-hmm. Bro, he watched the whole fucking thing happen. I don't know, I've had so many problems. I've had so many things that I was just tripping out on. Should we fire our manager or not? Whatever it was. Big things. And he would just say, read that fucking page. And that page is saying that, yeah, the will for God is always something joyous and interesting and vital and much better than anything we could think of for ourselves. So I was like, okay, cool, yeah. Fast forward a couple years later, I realized, I didn't really want to even do that to begin with. But I had to have it ripped from me. Because my ego was just holding on to this idea of whatever the fuck Hyper Crush was supposed to be, So I spiraled into a deep depression and met you, and we went to fucking prime time, and it was just like, this is like the perfect next step after prime time. But I feel like to be introduced to prime time, which is just like, I am a complete defeat. That's it. I can't do shit. I can't think about anything right. I just will always, in the end, it will always turn out bad. It sounds kind of fucked up. It sounds kind of like, what a horrible disease to have. But it's actually amazing because I don't even have to worry about shit. It's just kind of a relief. Alright, cool. What's next, God? But yeah, that's so wild that Nick just read that, because that is our fucking... what you just read is like my favorite thing that's helped me the most ever. So let's run it. Let's keep it moving.
I guess I'm going to be on my last share. I love this too because it's so exciting because it says it's more interesting, it's vital, and it's better than anything I can come up with for myself. I come up with so many things for myself.
Right.
Like, I have all kinds of ideas of how things could or should be. And it says to let it manifest the way God would have it manifest for us. And I remember Pat. So the Pat you know is not the person I met. You know, his band was falling apart when I met him, which was his whole life, right?
Yeah,
He worked so hard for that.
everything.
And even his relationship was at maybe a turn.
And Dane was dying.
His friend was dying. His relationship was probably ending.
Yeah.
His band was falling apart. And I remember the seeds of this, what you have now, it was a desire you had. Like, you wanted to emulate that silver living you went to.
Mm-hmm.
And you would talk about it, and we would talk about things, and then we did the podcast, and you manifested
But
this.
it's great.
But it's weird to see it before it happened, and then it's happened.
Yeah.
And it's, well, I don't know, it's been maybe like 8 years now or something.
Wow.
And what's really cool about what you built here is there's all these people. It's not like a solo venture, you know? There's a bunch of other souls involved and affected permanently for their lives.
That's a trip. It's amazing.
Thank you, Billy, for your share. Thank you for your share.
Jack hasn't shared.
Yeah, what's up, dude?
Sorry.
It's okay. You don't need to. If you want to, you're welcome to.
Well, I mean, first off, like, just want you to know you weren't a failure, man. Like, you know, I had started every Smash Bros. Tournament with the arcade. Every freaking one.
Sick.
Like, so, I mean, shit. You at least inspired some good times there. You know, and as far as this, you know, I mean, we really do manifest what's around us and, like, you know, like our destiny and everything else, you know, through faith, through belief, through action, you know, I mean, you know, it's necessary. You know, I mean, if we just sit around and, you know, think of things to do, but never apply, like, anything to them, they never get done, then, you know, with a little luck, you know, a little bit of, you know, like faith and, you know, a few other elements to it, things happen, you know, and I mean, it's kind of like a, you know, like almost a miracle when it does get done, you know, I mean, it's like, you know, but, you know, as they say, God helps those who helps themselves, you know, I mean, it's not to say that, you know, there is no God, it's to say that, you know, if you start to manifest and do, it also follows suit that, you know, like, I don't know, I believe there's like a divine consciousness that we tap into. I mean, even Edison, you know, he would try to sleep on a couch like this, the metal ball in his hand, and he'd let the ball fall out of his hand when he'd start to nod off, and he was trying to get into a lucid state between sleep and awake, and that was tapping into giving him inspiration. You know, so I mean, there is a lot to it. There's a science in some ways to all this, you know, and, you know, I love talking about metaphysics in that sense because of that, you know, so I mean, there's a lot, you know, to really get too religious with it. It's just more of, you know, I think science and religion both go hand in hand, and it also plays into everyone's daily life. So, you know, like, just my take on it.
Thank you, Jack, for your share.
Yeah.
Shall we read?
Sure.
What page are we on? Sermon on the Mount.
29.
Page 29. If you want to follow along.
Paragraph 2. This mental attitude.
Paragraph 2.
This mental attitude, complex in analysis but simple in itself, is the key to dominion, or success in demonstration. There is no one word for it in common speech because the thing does not exist except for those who are upon the spiritual basis of the Jesus Christ teaching. But if we desire to inherit the earth, we must absolutely acquire this meekness. Moses, who had such extraordinary success in prayer, he overcame the old age belief to the extent of manifesting the physical body of a young man in the prime of life, when, according to the calendar, He was 120 years old.
Bro, that's crazy. I'm sorry. Did you guys understand that?
Yeah,
Sorry. I feel like we have to let people know what they're actually saying.
Right, because
This old man manifested himself into being a younger person.
Yeah.
So sorry, let's just let you finish and then we'll start.
That's-
This is fucking ridiculous.
And then transcended matter altogether.
Okay.
Or
Dematerialized.
without
In my
dying.
science.
Was known
preeminently.
preeminently for his quality as meek as Moses. Moses, we remember, apart from his own personal demonstration, did a marvelous work for his whole nation, getting it out of Egyptian bondage in the face of incredible difficulties. For the successful exodus was the demonstration of Moses and a few advanced souls who were helping him, and influencing the whole subsequent course of history by his teaching and his deeds. Moses had an open mind, ready to be taught new things and new ways of thinking and working. He did not reject fresh revelation because it was novel and revolutionary, as most of his self-satisfied colleagues in the Egyptian hierarchy would have done. He was not, in the beginning at least, free from serious faults of character, but he was too big for intellectual or spiritual pride, and therefore he gradually rose above those defects as the new truth worked in his soul. That's crazy. Gotta have faith to walk through the ocean you just split, you know what I mean? It's pretty wild. What's up, Lou?
I just think it's very, very interesting how if you were to say this shit to like somebody that worked for a psych ward, you'd get locked up pretty fucking quick. But it just goes to show that maybe schizophrenia or psychosis state of mind could actually be the entry point into manifesting some crazy fucking shit.
Crazy shit being what?
Crazy shit being like your thoughts became a reality and your reality is manifesting itself now. Like when you're in a delusional state and you start saying, oh, I'm God. Like you're so influenced by a certain substance, say, that you begin feeling like you are that higher power. Some supernatural stuff could start to happen. And it just goes to show like we're like I keep saying this because it's something I myself need to master as well. Where the attention goes, the energy flows. So if you're focused on the shit that you're walking on, you're gonna step on shit. But if you're focused on the fruits that are presenting themselves in the moment, you're gonna keep getting more fruits. You have to acknowledge the good things you already have to be given more good things.
That's crazy, bro.
I'd love to piggyback off that.
Well, hold up. We gotta raise our hands.
I'm sorry.
Jack?
Yeah. You got.
I'm gonna eat.
Well, I don't know where to
So like I'll piggyback off that. Like so one of my short-term mentors, he told me that it's like, okay, if you see someone in the street, right, and they're talking to themselves or shouting to the sky and they believe something is there, who are you to tell them that's not real? They're literally seeing it. And to kind of get into what Blue was saying, it's like that is their world, at that moment, and just because you can't see, for instance, air, it doesn't mean it isn't there. We perceive light around us, but that's only one spectrum of what all is around us. Now, to make more sense of that, it's, that's just one layer of it. If someone sees something that has meaning to them, it's going to propel them, forward, in certain things. So in that sense, you can use that to boost what you're trying to do in life, like what you see. So I don't know, it's a wild thing to say, but it's, at the same time, who are you to tell someone who's seeing something that isn't there, you can't tell them, you can't force it on them, that, it's there. Just a interesting thought that's, I've always gone over in my head, and, it's true to that extent, and there is something I think to be learned from it, sorry if I didn't explain it like super well. I'm a little burned out on the day, but you know, it's just a thought that my mentor had given to me at one point. You know, I don't know if I explained it very well.
Thank you. Who else has their hand
Thank
up?
you, Jack.
Nobody? I don't have any more shares. So I'm
Well,
not
bro,
sure.
we have to address this 80-year-old man who manifested the physical
120,
body of a young man in the prime of his life. This 120-year-old man who manifested the physical body of a young man in the prime of his life, and altogether dematerialized. That's like Gandalf shit, and then I don't really understand like what they're talking about there.
Well, in the old, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So in biblical times, people, according to the Bible, lived to be close to 900 years old. So a young man, if we do it comparatively, right?
Wow.
If you're an older man and you're 7, 8, and 900s, then wouldn't a man in his prime be 100 plus 200 years old? That's how my mind took it.
What about the dematerialized?
I can't explain that. I don't know.
Oh, maybe like he
Can I
doesn't
have
care
an
about
extra
materials.
share?
Yes.
So, thank you.
We're pretty much in crosstalk now.
I like this idea because I have a physical illness that I thought was going to take me out. And so the idea that maybe there's powers and forces at work beyond my comprehension, and maybe in fact human beings only know almost nothing. Like we know electricity, but we don't even actually completely understand that, I don't think.
No, I don't think
We
so.
use it quite well. So I like to take this view that we're arrogant and we think we know something, but truly we're in the dark, and what we don't know is just beyond our comprehension. So maybe these metaphysical mental states and attitudes, the open mind, they talk about Moses having an open mind. I mean, how open can your mind get? And what is a human being really? And what is a soul? And what is the whole universe? And maybe there's stuff out there that's just possible that we can't manifest because we don't believe it's possible. Or maybe we are manifesting it and we're unaware of it. I don't know, I just like the idea, I like the opening in my life. So here's an example. In hospitals and such, there's these things that are documented, and they're not that uncommon, of healings. Like somebody has stage 4 cancer, then they go to the doctor and it's gone. The doctor says, I don't know. These are real things that happen. These are phenomena. And if you're sick or broken and your life is perhaps over, or the quality of your life is over to the point where you really don't want to live anymore, these ideas become more, they become hope almost. And even if you don't get healed, the hope changes perspective, and there can be gratitude even in death, I think. And it's like a mental state. And yeah, this sounds wacky to me too. I mean, what the fuck, right?
But yeah, I don't know.
But at the same time, I like that it's there because at least my mind, my imagination can go, whoa, what is this? That's it.
There was one guy in the Bible, if I remember correctly, who like didn't pass away. Like God was like, "You're good."
I think that's Moses.
That's who we're talking about right now, right?
And there might be another.
Can I just like answer the question and like not use a share? Like I think maybe dematerialized means like he the secret place in our mind, the secret place in his mind, like transcended the material plane altogether. He just was always there. He dematerialized like materials. I don't fucking know.
That's
I don't know. Because things mean different things, and to dematerialize is almost like to die to self, to dissolve yourself and just not be. I don't know. I'm with Billy. I kind of like that. Like they threw a little magic in there just for us to be like, whoa, shit. Maybe shit really was crazy back in the day.
like an ego death.
Yeah, dematerialized. I don't know. Come on, bro. Let's have a seat. What happened to Shane and Blue? They just went to have dinner in the middle of the meeting.
No,
It's gonna be over in 10 minutes.
Shane is going on a date.
We couldn't wait till the meeting was over. Have a seat, Blue.
No, he's scheduled it already, you know?
So I'd like to share on how powerful manifestation really is.
We're gonna have to ask Evan if you can have a fifth
May I
share.
have another share?
Yeah, of course.
I really think that less than 12 people ever want to share.
No, we're good. We're always gonna let people, but it's a good way to keep track, you know?
You said yes.
Yeah, you're good, bro. Go ahead.
You run it.
So the first time I had gotten sober was the very beginning of 2023, and I had nothing. I had clothes at my mom's house, but I didn't have a car, didn't have a job, didn't have a significant other at the time. Like I had nothing. And one night I just kind of randomly left my mom's house with just a duffel bag. Like that's all I had to my name. Didn't know what I was going to do, where I was going to go, how I was even going to get there. And but using the little bit of resources I had, still, I had this girl whom I had reconnected with, who like had a kid and like was in a bad place, and like a boyfriend that like was kind of around but no longer the boyfriend, and that's what I was trying to be at that point. And but I had nothing to offer, for her and her son. But I wanted it so bad. So when I left my mom's house, it took 3 days to find a job, which is not like now my new career that I've been in for the past like 4 years. And I told her, just give me some time. I'll fix everything. And I got that job, which was really crazy because it was through her ex-boyfriend at the time. I got the job through him, which is funny. I started on Thursday, got paid a little bit of money on that Saturday, lived off that for a minute, and I was staying at like friends and family's house who I was really close with. But it was like a really bad environment. Like it was just still drug-filled environment, which somehow I stayed sober through that for that point in time. But that following week, I'd worked all week. I'd go to cash my check at the Redstone Bank, and I see a friend who used to live with me. And so we exchanged numbers because we haven't talked in like a year. Went home, and I randomly hit him up that night. And I was like, hey, you want to grab a bottle and go drink? I called that sober, just drinking. And he was like, yeah. So I got a ride halfway to his house. He came and picked me up. And funny thing was, he was moving into a new apartment the following day on a Sunday. So I helped move some of his stuff. And I'm like, hey, do you need a roommate? He's like, yeah. So a week and a half, I got the job and had an apartment with my own room and shit. Started with a duffel bag. I still have the picture on my Snapchat where I took a picture of the room with my duffel bag sitting there. And like, that was it. And I worked for a little bit, and I ended up getting my license back. Paid like $1,100 to get my license back. And then I was looking for a vehicle. And then, so all in like a month span, I started with nothing, ended up with everything I promised, plus a vehicle. That who was my boss's neighbors. He's the one who sold it to me. So like, yeah, manifesting is real, but you have to take those strides in order to get there. It doesn't just happen. You have to do the work. Yeah.
Thanks, Keaton.
Thanks, Keith. Okay. Where did we leave off?
Well, I think we're on the next beatitude. Blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness.
No. We had one little paragraph.
This mental attitude.
There's a marvelous Oriental saying that the meekness compels God Himself.
Damn. That's fucking ill.
Meekness compels.
We're still on page 29?
Well, that basically what that means is that if you are meek and you believe, that will inspire God to do the right thing. I don't know. It's kind of an interesting way of putting it. You know?
It's dope. I agree.
Meek
It's
in
dope.
this sense, meaning what?
I think instead of being like boastful, it's more like humble, but
This
have
is
belief in action.
meekness meaning that
You know,
that you believe that God's will for you is better than what you could come up with. That's it. And if you believe that, then you're going to be accepting and humble and open all the time, right?
I thought you said that meekness was like being weak and in a shell and kind of like
They actually
poor
explained it.
in spirit.
No,
You were eating.
no. Meekness is actually it's actually like strength in prayer, strength in faith. Like you believe everything's gonna
Stop being the laughing stock, you know.
Well, I mean,
It's fucked up.
well, you leave and you eat, and then you come back and you go, "What the fuck are we talking about, guys?"
No, I said, what does...
Like,
No, that is... Bro, I heard everything that was said. I'm just wondering, what is the proper... I wonder...
Yeah.
What is the proper way to apply meekness to myself if
just
I wanted to have these fruits?
all you have to do is just be chill all the time.
I mean,
Be like
for
God's
all we
doing.
know, somebody came in here and didn't hear what we heard.
Yeah, no, I like
Me
that.
asking that might have helped them.
Just like
Wake up
just
or
keeps
each
going.
page is 29.
It's crazy.
Well, I don't know. Should we move on to the next one, or should we just maybe talk for another?
Yeah. Well, it's
minutes?
basically rapid fire in like 1 minute.
Can you mark down page 30, second paragraph?
Should we do that on the back of that
Evan?
preamble?
Yes.
But let me just I'm gonna do a pop quiz, okay?
Okay.
We're gonna go pop quiz now.
Okay.
What is meekness?
Who you
No,
asking?
I'm asking Jack.
being humble, having faith, you know, and like just acting accordingly. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, if you put the right foot forward, you know, and believe that good things are going to happen, you know, and like keep that path, then God will put good things in your way, you know, or whatever you believe. That higher power will put those things in your way as long as you work towards it. You know, it's kind of like like 100-100. You know, higher power works 100% for you. You should work 100% for your higher power. You know, and that's in a lot of ways for yourself as well. You know, because if God looks after you, you look after yourself. It's a mutual relationship in that sense because you're working for Him.
Yeah. No, we're talking. We're just talking now.
It is a combination of open-mindedness, faith in God, and the realization that the will of God for us is always something joyous and interesting and vital, and much better than anything we could think of for ourselves.
That's what it means. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But the first part, the first thing he said, that's the part you need to kind of work on, I think. Sorry.
Repeat it again.
We all need to
Combination of open-mindedness,
that.
faith in God, and the realization that the will of God for us is always something joyous and interesting and vital, and much better than anything we could think of for ourselves.
So I think maybe you believe that second part, but the open-minded thing is crazy. It's hard to be open.
Here's one thing I think about meekness is Jesus as an example, since we're talking about him. He wasn't like a quiet, meek guy. He was bold, but he was bold in the truth. He wasn't an asshole, but he was bold. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And my Pastor Jonathan says meekness is it's bringing yourself to the order of God. Like you're now
Letting God run the show.
you're bringing yourself into the proper order.
But if you have that much faith and you're that meek, you can walk in there. You can walk in somewhere and literally just be like, just like happy, fun, like jokester, like guy that just everyone wants to like be around because you just are serving everyone and you don't care about like your shit anymore, you know, because we're always like walking around with this little like, oh, am I cool? Do I look cool? Am I like, but if you just got rid of all that shit and you just,
They should put lack of fear.
yeah, or it's also like confidence in a way. Meekness, it's not lack of confidence. It's like confidence, but in a different way. Like you're good. Like you're good. You're gonna be good. Yeah, I did that.
Relieving you of the bondage of self.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, like,
there is no self.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. Like yeah, these are all the things I did. I fucked up here. I fucked up there. I'm not like ashamed of it. God's got my back. Like. This is the truth. This is the fucking truth. I'm good.
And like
No matter what.
so, like
If you're with God.
If you're with God.
read the Bible and its context and everything. Jesus was a carpenter, right? Back in the day, you didn't have power tools. You had to be, fairly, fit to be able to do that job. He was also, kind of a bigger dude. And it wasn't like the depictions you would normally think of or see today, where it's like he seems smaller than really he was. He was a big ass dude, and through even though he was like a bigger dude, he humbled himself and wasn't like the shit. He just was the shit without acting the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, he said, I'm telling the truth.
Mhm.
But he didn't say it like scared.
Right. And he didn't say this is what you had to do or that I have the answer. And he preached just, love one another, and like good things are gonna happen. Like humanity's one of its best strengths is, working together, and like, a lot of things and a lot of forces in this world tear that apart today for control and evil purposes. Whereas if you actually pay attention to that message, it's really about, inclusivity, coming together and working together towards common good goals.
I don't know about inclusivity because he said, I'm here, I'm the way. And so he was separating his people from the others. The ones that chose him, those were his people, the rest were not. So in a way, you're welcome, but if you don't believe, then you're not
gonna receive.
That's what I meant though, like in the inclusivity, it's like, we're all God's children kind of thing, so like if you believe that, we'll include you, kind of a thing. So in that respect,
Right.
He didn't exclude anybody, in that respect. You could believe what you wanted to believe, but you wouldn't be included in that particular situation. But, it brought people together, what he did. And I mean, that's, and that's why the Romans were scared of it, because if that idea would overthrow an empire. And imagine what you could do, if everybody works together, I'm not saying overthrow empires here, but what I'm saying is that, at the time, the world's largest form of government, they feared him and his ideas, that's a strong thing to, want to persecute somebody for, and, all of his message really, at the core was just, love one another, and, just like, do good,
Pretty good.
Yeah, we're good. This is the best part of the meeting. We can just chill and talk.
How was everybody's week?
Well, not about that.
No, we can't.
About the book.
It's so funny, you guys' dynamic.
But yeah, it's okay. We have In-N-Out waiting for everyone now.
Yeah, I say we just end it. I gotta actually get my daughter.
It's fucking
Dude, be meek about it. Be meek about it. It's gonna be there, bro.
I already ate it.
It's only he couldn't even chill.
Yeah.
gone.
He literally had
Like
to
you
go.
had no
It's like
faith
crazy.
that like you just heard voices in the same room as your food.
You thought they were gonna eat your
and you were
food.
like, I gotta go.
So why'd you rush in there?
Because I got a lettuce wrapped burger and I didn't want it to be all soggy and wet. You can't
Bro, the
microwave
bread
that.
is what gets soggy.
There's no bread.
I know. So then you don't have to worry about
It
getting
gets
soggy.
it gets soggy, like all the wetness on
The
the
lettuce is not gonna get soggy. Or I guess it could. Whatever. You're good. Just wait 5 minutes. Like I don't know.
You know what?
Look, but next time we do the meeting,
I'm
no
glad
one
I
should
put
be
a
leaving.
smile on y'all's face, whether you like it
Please
or not.
don't leave the meeting early, bro. Okay?
Okay.
Thanks. And then we should tell Shane the same thing. So we have to set a good example.
Okay, we gotta stop teaching Butter
Yeah,
shit
here,
like that.
Jack,
That's not
will
right.
you put Butters outside over there?
Over here?
Yeah, thank
Come on,
you.
Butters.
Good job, Zach.
He's my sparring partner.
He taught the dog how to bite now. Now he
I
doesn't
taught
behave
the dog
and he
how to bite, I'm
bites.
sorry.
That's great.
So what happened here, Blue?
We had a cry. I restarted Discord.
I enjoyed the book, Pat. It was my first time coming to your
Dude,
meeting.
please
I thought it was cool.
Try to come every week if you can. What do you do on this day?
Just go to Westlake and
Bro,
watch
come
people
here.
speak.
Well,
Dang.
there's enough people going to that meeting.
What, Westlake?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, this is like,
I think they're paying the bills.
This is
this
superior.
meeting's really helped me and Billy a lot. And he's just like, when he starts talking, it helps me.
It's a sponge thing.
He's good, huh?
I get a lot more out of this meeting, every week.
So yeah, we'd love to have you guys every week. This is a good little core. If you guys come, you three, it's good for us because we know that the live stream's not gonna just be me, Blue, and Evan. You know? Like, at least we have a couple more people. And then Zach, can you come every Friday?
Yeah, I can try.
You can?
Very cool.
That sounded like really wishy-washy.
Well, no, I've been going to Westlake every week, but
Oh yeah, I know. It's kind of a departure from Westlake, but I think this is important.
yeah, no, it's a good
It's
meeting.
bonding.
And it's so dope. They get to see you, bro. They're like, "Is that Nick?"
So who's on there?
Saying that,
Like,
and someone's like, "Is that the guy that was like yelling in the hotel room like a month ago?" I was like, "Yeah, it is. Like we're fine, and we just got ourselves a restriction. Who vaped?"
Is there people watching the whole time?
Oh, yeah, 200.
What's it for?
The first time we did it, we had like 300, but it's hard to just, not everyone wants to see a meeting, but if we keep doing it, the
Right.
people who are
It'll
interested will.
grow.
It doesn't even matter. It's like if there's 10 people in here who are really getting something out of this, picture that being 10 other people.
Yeah,
and
right.
all of this is this.
That's
They
the attitude
see
to have.
Yeah, it
That's
is.
the attitude to have. If you're helping 1 or 2, 3 people in there.
Well, this is different now. You have to think of it differently now as an influencer. Like, if I can help one person for real, and it's just a different way of thinking of it. Like Harmony Korine and just all my favorite artists are they're more personal artists. They affect a smaller group of people in a more profound way. If you affect a small, you know what I mean? It's sort of a niche thing.
Quality
And
versus
as
quantity.
long as we do it right,
You go.
that's all that matters.
And you get the opportunity to be more authentic, Pat. You get
Oh,
the
yeah.
opportunity to build
Yeah.
the actual,
They're like seeing themes that some might find uncomfortable. Reason, trading, or using tobacco. You motherfuckers. Alright, we're gonna come right back on. We'll be right back. Jump right back in and we'll turn on the lights and we'll just talk to them for a minute.
Can they see and hear all of us? Or just
They can on YouTube.
Bright lights.
Over here, Billy. And then this was sort of here, just so that they could hear me. I want to be, and then they can hear you and Blue really well too, because the mic is here. We were trying to do that, it just wasn't.
Does anybody watch on YouTube at all?
Yeah, I mean yeah.
I do.
Yeah, 50 people. And then we have 100, 150 here. But I mean, if we just keep doing it, it'll grow, I think. So what is YouTube cut?
Huh?
You cut the YouTube?
No.
Yeah, cut it.
Cut it.
Yeah, and you started it right when we started?
Yeah.
That's good